Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's HxGN Hacks session. My name is Rebecca, and I'll be kicking things off before we dive into today's topic. For those of you that are new to our HxGN Hacks, each Wednesday, the Digital Thinker team hosts a quick 15-minute session filled with tips to help you get the most out of HxGN EAM. If you happen to miss a session, you can access the recordings anytime on the Digital Thinker YouTube channel. And I just put a link to our YouTube channel in the meeting chat. Simply search for hacks and you'll be able to access all of the recordings. Today, we will be continuing our System Admin Hacks series, as well as next week, November 19th. Just a reminder, we will be taking a break the week of Thanksgiving before we resume on December 3rd with mobile and field productivity. If you happen to have any questions during today's session, feel free to put those in the meeting chat. And I'm excited to go ahead and hand things over to Katie, who will be presenting today's topic. Hi, Katie. How are you today?
Hey, morning. I'm good. So, yeah, I'm excited to go through today's topic. It's a pretty simple one, so it fits that 15-minute time frame here. The first thing I want to mention is you do have to have alert management to set up your PMs to auto-generate. But if you do, it's simple to do so. So the main steps we're going to be going through is first we want to make sure that the alert management job is active. This just triggers the alert to actually start and the PMs to generate. The second is we're going to go through adding the auto-generated work order screen to each user group. That would be viewing these PMs that come out from the auto-generated work session. This screen is mainly just to verify that the PMs did generate. They can see if there's any errors, and then they can specifically see the work orders that generated from the alert. And then finally, we're going to go through actually setting up the alert. And so we'll go through all the steps to do that. So from here, I'm actually just going to share my screen. So the first thing I wanted to show everyone is we want to make sure that alert management is active, the job setup is. So to do that, we go to administration, and then typically it's under data collection and then job setup. So once we're here, we're just confirming that this alert management job is active. So you'll see in our environment, we do have it active. So we know that our PMs will auto-generate once we set up the alert management grid. So from here, the second step is I like to go through any user groups that I think would be interested in seeing the work order or this screen where it shows the work orders that come out. So to show you guys an example of what that screen looks like, I typically put it under that work order planning menu section, but it's just called auto-generated work order sessions. With most people on here being sysadmins, I assume you guys probably know how to add a screen to a user group. So I'm going to skip that specific step, but this is what the screen looks like. I typically like to set it up to automatically run, but it'll show you every day that the alert generates. It'll show you if there's any errors or how many were successful. So you'll see for this first row example that I have, it says number successful. And then from here, we can also see the work orders by going to this work orders tab. So it'll show you each work order that was generated from that alert. So adding that really quick, it's just going to the user groups. So under admin security user groups. And then once you find the user group that you want to add it to, on their menus tab, you would just search for it like any other screen, typing in that auto, and then you'll see that auto-generated work order sessions come up. and then just drag and drop that to the menu that you want to put that under. So from here, this is where I would say the fun begins, is setting up the actual alert to trigger. So from here, we're going to go to administration, and then we do system configuration, and then alert management. And then I typically just type in generate in my search bar here, and then you'll see your environment should come with 4 system generated alerts. So you have your fixed variable PMs, you have your duplicate PMs, you have your non-duplicate MPs for maintenance patterns, and then duplicate for maintenance patterns. So I was going to go through the setup of a duplicate PM example. I like to preface this by saying too, if you're an environment with multiple orgs, you'll have to set it up for each specific org. That'll make more sense here in a second. So starting with kind of the base, this is our generate duplicate PM work orders. This is what it looks like. So notice that generate work orders checkbox is checked. So I start with copying it, and then I just put the org that I am going to be auto generating for. And then from here, we're going to click on this grid parameters tab. This is where we're defining the parameters of what PMs that we want to generate. So I'm going to click here. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I want to define the generate through days. So think of this as the number of days plus sysday or today's date that you want to generate the work orders through. So for example, if you want to generate every day, you would set this to be 0. If you want to generate once a week, set it to be 7, so forth. So it's just number of days. So in this example, I'm going to set this up to be every day. So we'll set that to be 0. And then in the work order org, that's where I'm going to put the organization that I'm going to be generating for. So I'm going to use this DTIA org that we have in our environment, and then I'm going to save that. So notice that there's other grid parameters. You can define if you want to generate by specific department, by specific equipment, and also by a specific PM schedule. So if you guys do end up running into any questions or issues when you're setting this up, a lot of times what I'll do to kind of just get a better idea of what these prompts are looking for is just going to your typical generate work orders screen. And that, the prompts on there mimic the prompts that are on our grid parameters here. So now that I have my 2 parameters defined, I have my number of days, and then I have the organization. Those are the 2 that are always required. So you'll always want to fill those out. The rest of them are optional. Then whenever it's duplicate work orders that you're generating, you want to also go to this generate WOs tab. And then once we click on this, we select duplicate PMs. And then we select the field that we're generating through. So for here, we always select this generate through. This is just saying we're using the date that we have on that grid parameters tab. And then we save it. So whenever you're doing it for fixed or variable PMs, notice you don't even have to set up this tab. It's always going to be that fixed variable PMs. Whereas the duplicate, though, you do have to select that duplicate PMs and then the generate through field. So then our last step on here is to actually activate the alert. So first you want to make sure that you have the frequency defined to how you want it to generate for this organization. So as I said in the last step, I wanted it to generate every day. So my frequency is going to be every 1 day. But going back to the example, let's say if you wanted your PMs to generate on Sundays, then you would set this to be every 7 days here. and then you'd have that generate through B7. So we're going to select our active checkbox, and then we're going to say when we want it to run. So let's say if I want it to start running tomorrow, I can say I want it to be at 7 a.m. In this environment, the server is in Eastern time. So if you want it outside of Eastern time, then you'd want to convert that, but based on where your server is. And then, so now that we have our date defined and then we have our active checked, we click that save button. You're always going to get this message saying that some grid parameters are blank. That's fine. We're just going to click yes, that we do want to continue. And then if you want to see if there are going to be any work orders coming out, you can click this preview grid, and this will show you any PMs that are going to come out with this alert for the next time. So that all being said, did we have any questions?
Is the grid parameter tab set up any differently for fixed and variable? Because I was trying to set mine up for fixed variable for any that have due dates. And when I did grid preview, I was seeing stuff out way to the future, and I had set my due date to 6 weeks out, but I was seeing way longer than 6 weeks.
It could be there is an install parameter. Let me find this document right quick. I think it's ppms. Let me see if I can find it. I'm wondering if your install parameter is set to release those in the R versus the A status. But as far as the parameters tab, it should all be the same for fixed or variable.
Okay, yeah, we have ours set to come out to generate to RPL, which is for us ready for planning. So maybe that's why.
Do you have the ppm stat? That's the install parameter. Do you have that set to A? It should be either A or R. Oh yeah, Rebecca put the code in the chat too.
Oh, we have it set to A.
Okay. That's good. That means it wouldn't generate in that release status, so which is what we want. Yeah, that's odd. I would be doing them for the future though.
I'll have to try it again and see if maybe there was just something I set up wrong. And I can always ask again if I, if I see something.
I wonder when, did you put your next evaluation date for, soon, like tomorrow or the next week, something like that?
I set it up so anything that's annual or less, we put 6 weeks, we generate 6 weeks ahead, and then we do it once a week. We set it up for every 7 days.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not sure. I have to go back and look because right now we just have it in our development environment to test it out. So I'll have to try again, see if maybe I did something incorrectly.
Yeah, yeah. The parameter should be the same though. Yeah, where the generate through days, it's just the number of days plus sys date that you want to generate them for.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Did we have any other questions?
I don't see any, and it is 11:15, so I guess we can go ahead and wrap things up. So huge thanks to Katie for leading today's session on auto-generating PM work orders. Feel free to reach out to the Digital Thinker team if you have any follow-up questions. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you next week. The plan is for Victor to be presenting next week. And just a reminder, we will not be meeting the week of Thanksgiving. But hope everyone enjoys the rest of their Wednesday, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.